Yeah. We still here. You still here. All them weapons they formed against you didn't prosper. All them spells and shit they did behind your back didn't work. Sometimes our enemies, they don't always attack us physically. It's not always about somebody saying something to us or somebody doing something to us physically. You do have people out there who attack you spiritually. They go get spell works and shit done, whether you believe in it or not. That's on you, but it happens. Um, but you still standing. And they mad at that. You know what I'm saying? They mad. They mad that you, not only are you standing, not only did what they tried to do towards you didn't work, not only did all the weapons they formed against you didn't prosper, you are still abundant. You've been blessed. And they watching you. Don't ever think that, people who try to play you or use you or manipulate you or whatever the case, your exes, old friends, whatever the case may be, whoever they are, don't ever think that they not watching. They always watching on some weird shit. You got people who will sit there and just watch you. They watch your page, especially if you got social media. They gonna watch. They want to see, not only are they watching to see if you fail, they are watching to see that the weapons that they formed against you will prosper. And they not. You still winning. You look good. You know what I'm saying? You still got a positive attitude about you. You still out here being blessed and blessing other people along the way, because that's what you do when you get blessed. Sometimes your blessings ain't just for you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's meant for you to pay it forward. But you out here winning. You out here getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what's thrown your way, you got people who will clap for you. And I'm telling you from my experience, I used to sit there and worry about who clapping for me or not. Now I don't give a fuck. I don't. Because once you really understand the true meaning of life, you know what I'm saying, you will realize that that don't even really matter at the end of the day. The only thing that matters is you proving yourself to God and the universe that you are walking in the purpose that they assigned you to, that you out here treating people right, and you are living your life to the best of your abilities. Everything is not going to be perfect. You're going to mess up along the way. But the good thing about it all is that you still standing. You still have breath in you. And as long as you still have breath in you, that means you still have a purpose to fulfill. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit there and feel down because you may have wasted years of your life bullshitting around, because we all have, even me. Don't sit there and feel down because you may not be where you want to be at this time. Because guess what? It's not, when it comes to your purpose and in your walk, it's not, a lot of times it's not about when you feel like it's time. A lot of times it's not. My older sister used to tell me, Monique Thomas, shout out to you, sis, big sis. She used to tell me that if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Tell him your plans. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna laugh at it because he gonna be like, yeah, I can give you this, or you can have this, or you can be this, but how you see it going, how you see yourself getting there is gonna be the complete opposite. Why? Because our plan, honestly, when you think about your plan and your life, you made a plan to get to where you're trying to be, to walk in your purpose and everything. You made a plan to where it's going to be easy. You made a plan to where it's not going to be as many obstacles. And that ain't how it works. Because those obstacles is what's going to help you grow. You learn from that and you apply it and you grow. But you got people mad at you. And there's people out there be like, I ain't got no enemies. You do. We all do. You have some enemies that are knowingly enemies to your face. And then you have some enemies that are secret, and a lot of our enemies, believe it or not, a lot of your enemies is people that you know. A lot of them are people that you know. People that you wouldn't even expect to become an enemy. because you have a genuine heart. And so when you rock with them people, you don't look at them as competition. You don't look at them as, an enemy. And a lot of times, especially when I was younger, the group of friends that I had when I was younger, I included them in my plans. I included them in my 5-year plan, my 10-year plan. Guess how many people here that I included? One. One person that's still here. That's Ebony Madeira on Facebook. Shout out to you, Ebony, for being, a true friend who, Ebony has been one of the people that's always had my back no matter what. We ain't ever fall out about nothing or none of that. You know what I mean? Like, we always been rocking since we met. She tell me what it is, and I tell her what it is. And, we give each other constructive criticism. It ain't no argument about it or none of that. But one person, besides my sister Monique, who has been extremely consistent in my life. Shout out to Ebony. Ebony and Monique. I really appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all rock. But anywho, you made it. You still standing. And I know we all go through our different things in life. A lot of y'all been through worse than me. See what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, no matter how bad it was, whether you went through worse than me or whether I went through worse than you, the point of the matter is it was sent to destroy us. And it didn't. Look at you now. Take a look at you now versus where you used to be 5 years ago, 10 years ago. See, that's what y'all got to do sometimes. Like, sometimes it's okay to look back. And looking back doesn't mean dwell on everything that happened in a negative way. But sometimes it's okay to take a glimpse back in your past to see and be appreciative of where you are now in the present. You came a long way, but sometimes we go through so much shit back to back that you can't even realize it. You don't see it. Me personally, every now and then, I take a look back. And it's only to see how far I came. It's not to dwell on it. It's not to go back to it. It's just to see how far I came. It's just to see how much I done grew in life. You came a long way. I don't care what your reality look like right now. You could be going through something right now. We all going through things. But your blessing is in the fact that you still standing. You still here. When other people done gave up, when other people done allow their heart to turn bitter and cold, you still have a heart. You still give when you've been used a lot. You still give when people wouldn't give to you. You are tremendously blessed, more than you think. That's why it's good. And I had to take the time too to learn how important it is. When I wake up every morning, I show grace and gratitude towards God and the universe for all of my blessings. The small ones, all of it. And I also show grace and gratitude towards the things that's on the way. And I advise y'all to do the same. Thank God and thank the universe now for what you have, and thank them in advance for what's on the way. Because when you learn to show gratitude for the things that you do have, no matter how small they are, and you take time to do that every day, you'll realize how truly blessed you are. When at times you may have felt like you're not. This thing called life is a process. You got the physical world and you got the spiritual, whether you believe in it or not. It doesn't change the fact that it's real. But you have the physical and you have the spiritual. And they both operating at the same time in your life. Both of them are operating at the same time in your life. And because of that, it's this consistent tug of war. Because you got two sets of eyes. You got the eyes that you have for the spiritual and the eyes that you have for the physical. And the one thing about your enemies is they try to attack you in your physical. They try to attack you in a way where you take a loss in material gain. Not understanding that when you tap into the spiritual, all of your evil, your enemies, all of their evil doings, their, if they out there putting spell work on you or whatever, if they out there wishing bad on you, it may postpone what's for you for a little bit. But what they don't understand is if you work on yourself in the spiritual, you can't take away what's mine. They can't take away what's yours. You feel me? They can't. They can't. Because in order to really gain the material stuff, you got to work on you on the inside. So although on the outside looking in, it may look like you don't have anything to offer. You don't have the latest clothes. You don't have a nice car. You don't have a lot of money. You might be living paycheck to paycheck. You might not know where your next meal coming from. Although on the outside it may look like that, what they don't understand is that God and the universe is working on the inside of you. And it's prepping you for what's really meant for you. You see what I'm saying? You gotta go through a rebirth to prepare you to have those things. Because when your enemies try to form weapons against you, when they try to come against you, and then a lot of times they know they ain't that powerful, so they'll try to come up with lies and shit and try to get other people to team up against you. That's how you know when you really more powerful than you think. When you got people that have to team up, it can't just be one person going against you. They got to come up with a team to come against you, because that's how powerful you are. That's how strong of a person you are. But sometimes we get caught up in our life and what we're going through that we lose sight in that. You're more powerful than you think. You're more powerful than you think. And what pisses your enemies off the most is when you can sit there and continue to move forward in your life, especially when they sitting there, and some of them got a front row seat to your life. They literally watching everything you go through. Everything. Hell, some of them clap for you. You feel me? Some of them really clap for you. But when it comes to the matters of their heart, when it comes to that shit, it ain't right. They really wishing you fail. They really wishing you give up and tap in and tap out. But you didn't. And if nobody's told you, I just want you to know that I'm proud of you. I'm super proud of you. Because I know what it's like. I know what it takes. You out there feeling alone. Then you start to second guess yourself. You know for a fact you're supposed to be doing something. A specific something. But then you had those thoughts, those doubts. But I'm so proud of you for staying the course. You made it. You doing it. Keep going. Keep going. Don't worry about who clapping for you or who ain't clapping. Because a lot of your support, it don't come from people that you know. It don't come from familiar faces. Most times it don't. When you walk in your purpose and you focus on yourself and you know, work on your goals and focus on your dreams, when you stay in alignment with yourself, everything that's meant for you will come. And everything that ain't meant to be there no more, that dead weight, you in a season in your life right now where there is no dead weight. That gotta go. You gotta let go of that. And it might be family, it might be friends, it might be your job, it might be that relationship you've been holding on to. There's no room for dead weight. It's time for your rebirth.